Why do some people cut off contact with their parents the moment they leave home? They don't share their lives anymore. Even when asked, they never tell the full truth. They rarely feel homesick, and they definitely don't look forward to the holidays because a holiday means going back to face them. It triggers a deep fear and instinctive urge to escape. You might constantly ask yourself, am I just naturally cold? But the truth is, this distance isn't random. It stems from an emotional pattern built long ago. When you were at an age that needed nurturing, you were forced to become an emotional container for your parents. They poured their bitterness into you, their struggles, their grievances. They even blamed their own life failures on your very existence. Think of that painful phrase, if it weren't for you, I would have been so much more. Back then, you couldn't distinguish whose emotions were whose. You simply absorbed them, and in your heart you formed a perception. Home is not a place to relax. Home is a space filled with pressure and helplessness. This feeling doesn't disappear when you grow up. Instead, it internalizes as psychological trauma. Now, the thought of home immediately triggers that sense of suffocation. These parents often don't lack love for their children, but trying to talk to them about your trauma is honestly an exercise in self-humiliation. Because for them, admitting they hurt you feels like a disgrace. So, they prefer denial, minimization, and blame. You know the script. You forgot. You're making it up. You remember it wrong. They might even call you an ungrateful child. Or they turn it into a misery contest. They'll say, we had it much harder back then. What are you complaining about? To a child, every complaint sends a hidden message. Life is hard. We are lacking. We are inferior to others. And so a deep sense of unworthiness takes root. It shows up most in your adult relationships. When someone says they like you, your first reaction isn't joy, it's panic. You doubt their judgment, you feel you don't deserve it. You might even push them away just to prove yourself right. From a psychodynamic view, a child needs a healthy relationship as a blueprint. But if your mother constantly complained about your father, yet continued to cook and clean for him, that split behavior makes your adult life incredibly painful. When you grow up in that conflict, your subconscious starts to believe that true love is supposed to be this torturous. This is what psychology calls ambivalent attachment. If you grew up in this environment, don't waste energy blaming them. They were likely unloved and traumatized themselves. They gave you the only version of love they knew. What you truly need to do is recognize the pattern and correct your perception. Focus all that energy on your own life.